I thought one of the biggest differentiators was the group, such a group of special people, hardworking, powerful, brilliant people that have almost like the Top Gun of orthodontistry, if that's even a word, at these high levels in their business, but also passionate about health and passionate about helping other people and helping one another to have breakthroughs in their own business.
There was a lot of synergy with people helping each other and connecting at a really cool level. The thing that really struck me was, I think the expectation on the front end for a lot of these folks was to sort of, as Luke was saying, nerd out on techniques and how to tie this, band or do this wire. And there was some of that. But I think it was much more comprehensive in terms of their emotional regulation and what they were expanding their awareness into. All aspects of their life, not just what's going on at the office, but also a lot of personal breakthroughs and awarenesses and epiphanies even that made it a very balanced kind of a thing and a very unique thing, because you're not going to you can go to a million places to get all the specifics and details and nerdy stuff and the scientific stuff. But this was different. This was about integrating it all together and expanding beyond what they knew and what they had been exposed to previously, so their life could be fuller and richer and more balanced.
Yeah, and you helped, and the group helped be a mirror for a lot of these people where they were able to see for the first time how they were the constraint in their business and what patterns and beliefs were actually holding them back from growth. So it's that marriage of the strategy that they needed. Okay, so-and-so is doing this in their business. If I apply that, I can increase my conversion rate by 20 or 30%. But it was also the fact that a lot of people were realizing that they were doing things that were making them busier and more stressed and bottlenecking their business because they had a group that understands personal development and health and growth and the orthodontistry business to be able to shine a light on it and help them see it.
And I was really struck with how quickly everybody felt safe. Often in a group of professionals, there's a lot of competition and, uncertainty about, well, should I say this or share that? And I didn't really get that sense. They kind of warmed up to the whole, let's put it all on the table, be open and honest. We all care about each other. We're all here for everybody's benefit. And I love the way that everybody started off talking about what value add what they could add of value to the rest of the group that they may have had success with or, had been doing well that would be of use to the other people. They really had to put some thought into what would be helpful for others. And then they had the opportunity to ask from the group whatever they might need to have or know or consider doing differently. So I think the whole thing was just set up in a really genuine way where people did feel safe. And they seemed to get a lot out of it. Yeah.
That pattern of, it's a group of go-givers.
Yes.
You see, a lot of times people would be so intent to add value to the rest of the group.
They forgot their ask.
Yeah, people would be like, what's your ask?
Yeah, wait a minute,
what do you want help with? You've given
that's
us
true.
a lot of great things, and I think that's a testament to the quality of people that are here. And it's a really well-rounded group of people that they're intelligent, they're healthy, they have some sense of spirituality and a connection to a higher purpose, a lot of them. And you saw that come through. I was a little bit nervous day one because I hadn't met anyone, besides Luke and a couple other people. And when the group came, you just saw they were all like full send going for it with some of our morning biohacking practices and uplifting each other. And like the energy of the collective just took on this Tesla coil type effect.
Talk a little bit about the biohacking because, man, they would come in the morning. I did not attend the biohacking, full disclosure, but they would come in the morning and they were so excited because they had been through these amazing experiences. Tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, masterminds are phenomenal because you're drinking water through a fire hose, especially masterminds like this that are so well orchestrated, but it sometimes is cognitively demanding to be on all day and not being able to move. So we had put together a morning process where we utilized breath work and different energetic modalities in the biohacking space combined with cold exposure.
Plunge,
yeah, so that by the time it was the getting ready to begin, people were charged up with feel-good neurotransmitters and chemicals, and their brains were oxygenated and they were connected and wide awake and ready to go. And I mean, most days we're starting pretty early, and we'd be at dinner. We were at dinner last night until 10, and everybody was still chatting. They're like, "Oh, we got to get on the trolley."
Exactly. Yeah, the energy continued through the day, both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And I really also like the idea that when we had things of a personal nature come up, because some of them were sharing, during just their regular shares, and then some of the techniques that I was working with them on, I really, really enjoyed the openness and the vulnerability with which they did that, because it just made the whole experience more rich. And let's face it, taking 2 to 3 days out of a busy schedule is not an easy thing to do for most of these people. So it's got to be something that has a lot of significance and a lot of value. And they all just marched off to their airplanes or whatever they were doing, and they were, to a person, they were extremely excited about what they had learned, grateful for coming, and I think they felt that it was really, really, really valuable. And that's really lovely to see, because it's got to make sense for coming that far or that much away from your normal life.
Right. And as someone that's in a completely different space in biohacking, I found myself taken aback by how much I was getting out of your sessions with people. It was like I was in the back of the room just watching, then I'm feeling like I'm being hypnotized and going through
that was my secret plan.
Right, going through the process myself. And then even the business things, I was getting ideas for my businesses and seeing parallels and connections that were applicable, where you wouldn't think that going to a mastermind in a completely different industry, but there's a lot of connections. And
I had that exact same experience. This is my second one I've been to, and I can remember sitting through the first one going, God, this is really fascinating. They're going into so many cool areas and solving so many little problems that you don't have to be an orthodontist to understand the value of that. It was really cool. And the same thing happened this time. It was really cool. It's not my industry, not my thing, but boy, very interesting and valuable no matter who you were, just to sit in like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
So, I agree.
It was a lot of fun. And I think so many of us these days, especially with some of the changes that have occurred the past few years, we've romanticized the idea of working from home or, on your laptop on a beach in a Corona commercial. And what ends up happening is a lot of people start feeling disconnected or like they're missing the energy of co-creation. And I definitely felt that this weekend, and it's a magic that is intangible, but has a very real effect on our businesses, and being able to work on the business rather than in the business for a few days, and then go back and take some of what you've learned and apply it. I couldn't be more powerful.
Well, a really good mastermind group should feel like magic, and I think this one did.